Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy of Stampin' with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon, and today I'm sharing with you my Card Class Club kit for the month of August. These were made using the Spooky Halloween bundle along with the Spooky Sweet Designer Series paper. These were all designed by Linda Day. She's my co-designer for these kits, and it was her month, and she did a fabulous job. This time we are featuring more than just cards because it is Halloween, and you think of Halloween, you usually think of treats or candy. And so we wanted to do 2 cards and 2 treat packaging. So we will show you how to do both of those. And if you are a kit person who've already ordered this from me, you can use your PDF as a reference for all of your measurements. If you did not order this kit and want those measurements, you still can get the measurements by ordering the PDF by sending me an email, and I will send you an invoice for that. And then for the next month, if you want to join me for my Card Class Kit Club, then you just need to sign up by the 10th of the month. Every month it changes, and every month there's a new design. So they're super fun. I would love for you to join me and to be part of the club. All right, let me go ahead and show you each of these items. We are going to make cards first. We have 2 cards. So we have this cute little haunted house one from our dies. And in the kit, the dies come already done for you. Of course, I want you to get those yourself, but I will do that for you when you have these kits. And then we have this really cute one that we did a little bit of coloring with, which is super fun. And use that designer series paper to make a really cool background here. And then we have 2 treats, and one of the treats I have some Kit Kats inside. It holds it in there nice and snug. They're so cute. Let me show those to you. And I fit 2 of them in there. And these ones were these super cute Halloween ones. They're Count Dracula. How cute is that? I had my son open up one yesterday, and sure enough, it looks just like the picture. Sometimes, like treats do not look like the way they look on the outside, but these ones are really cute. So we have a little cute little poison looking or spell making serum that says no tricks, all treats for that one. And then this is a really easy tag you can make using that designer series paper and the dies that come already pre-colored and cut out that are part of the designer series paper. And this beautiful iridescent baggies are also something that Stampin' UP was currently carrying. So if you love how this like purple shine, I totally recommend adding that to your kit or to your cart as well. All right, let's get started with project number 1, which is the Happy Halloween. All right, this guy here, so cute. Let me set him aside and grab all of the products out. This is a basic black card base. So your kit will look like this. Pull it out. You'll have to cut your designer series paper by yourself. I went ahead and already did that for the sake of time, but that is something that you will have to make sure you do. So the other items that will be in there will be pieces of basic white for you to stamp and color on. This little strip here, we'll get ready to stamp on that one. And let's see, my little friends here. So I just need to color these guys. I've already stamped them in their Memento black ink, and then I've die cut them out. If you don't have the dies, you can fussy cut, but the neat thing about the dies is that they get this in between space right there. That little bit also gets cut out, but then the paper stays connected by the tail and the ear, so it's not so loose. So fussy cut if you have to, but definitely the dies are the way to go. I also have our cute little pumpkin and our little broom. Also part of this kit, we'll be using these amazing foam stars. They're kind of hard to take off because they're kind of like dimensional in their height, but they're super cute. They're called Shimmer Star Foam Stickers. All right, let's go ahead and grab the things we need to stamp first. Okay, in your kit, you'll have 2 pieces of the basic white. One is to put all of our DSP glued to, set that aside. The other one, we can stamp the inside. And then we need to stamp our piece right here as well. The inside, we have stamped some cute little bats using the Petunia Pop ink for that one. Let's open that up. And I haven't stamped these for a while, so let me make sure that they are good to go. I've had them just hanging out on these clear blocks. Let me find, here we go. Oh, I dropped it. I usually like to stamp on a Post-it note, so let me grab one of these. There we go. Make sure that our bats are ready. It's a cluster of 4, and you can stamp them however you want, but I like to do it in the top right corner, so that leaves a lot of space just to write a cute little note. Nice. Okay, set that one aside. Close up this ink, and now we're gonna get our Memento Black out to stamp these ones if you haven't, and then our Happy Halloween. And that will put about center of our basic white. The way that I like to measure is by putting the actual things there. So I will put this guy here and this guy here, giving myself a little bit of space on both ends of that, so that I have a reference of where I need to stamp that Happy Halloween. Again, I'm gonna do a quick practice, and I'm doing this in just that Memento ink for this guy. Pretty good. Let me make sure that H is extra inky and press harder down on my ink pad. All right, then I'm gonna line it up because I can see exactly where I'm going. And I'm gonna press down. Nice. That turned out great. Make sure you wash it because we'll use this one again later. I just use a simple, it's like a ShamWow, I think, that I've cut up from my local department store. It's in the auto section. We also have an item that you can use and cut that up as well, but I really, really use this probably 90% of the time. It's my favorite. It comes huge though, so what I do is I cut it up into tiny pieces and then use it for like years and throw it out as needed. Okay, cute, cute. Now we do some coloring, and then we will do our assembling of our DSP. So these guys here, color however you want. However, here are the colors we used. Let me get them all out. So I have some pumpkin pie, peach pie, petunia pop. I have some granny apple green and some of that smoky slate colors here. So I'm going to go rogue and not even look at the directions and just color however I like. So this one is the light smoky slate. I'm going over this little Franken dog's eye and then on his cute little bolt. Cute. I've already colored the broom and the little pumpkin piece, which will be part of our embellishment, so make sure you stamp those on some basic white as well. Then let's grab that petunia pop, and I'm going to color everything at the same time for this one. So I have my light petunia pop. I'm going to go over this little sucker just a little bit, and then I'm going to go over the rest in a minute in the dark. And then we're going to do the top of the cat over here in this light petunia pop. Make sure you're following the lines. I do like to go on the outside or around the edge of the stamped and then fill in the middle or the inside, like so. Make sure you get in between the bucket so that's still showing, it shows the handle, but we want to make sure that it's purple behind because that's what's behind the handle. Okay, now while that's still pretty wet, I'm going to take the dark and just go over little tidbits of it, of that petunia pop. So I'm going to go around the outside of this sucker, creating some multicolors there with that swirl. And then I'm going to go around the outer edge of some of these, her sleeve, the back of her top here, and the zigzag in the middle. And if you think it's still too dark, go over it one more time with your light, and that will help blend those two colors together. Let it dry because it always looks different after you do that. All right, next shade or color, we're going to grab the light granny apple green. Oh, I have two darks. Two darks of those, so I grab one of the lights. And we're going to do the skirt on our cute cat. And I'm going to use just this nib side, the little tip, to go around the skirt. And then we'll do a little bit of the tights as well. or her little cute little leg pants. We're gonna do the same thing on our Franken dog. I don't know if you know, is that cats and dogs who are dressing up. How adorable. Okay, we're gonna go over his whole shirt. And this one. I'm in need of a new, or I can't find my other, I should say, because I know I have a set of 2, but I can't find my other one that has a fresher tip on it. My other tip on this one has gone dried out, so that's why I would suggest using the brush side for this bigger size piece, but this will work just as fine. All right, grabbing now the dark, keeping it with that smaller edge. I'm gonna go ahead and color these tights. On the original, I did it in the light Granny Apple Green, but I'm liking the dark better this time. It makes it stand out a little bit better. Okay, and then we're gonna go over his little shorts here. And then we're just gonna go around some of those stamped pieces, so the outer edge to outline it. Nice. Oh, look, I missed a whole sleeve right there. We'll go grab that light Granny Apple again. Okay. Super cute. Let's grab some of that pumpkin pie now. It's almost pumpkin pie season, almost. Ooh, have you guys started finding pumpkin everything in stores yet? I need to go check out my local Trader Joe's. They always have the best. So I'm gonna go over his shorts with the light pumpkin. And we're gonna go over with the dark. Again, just going on the outside of those to create some color difference. We're gonna do her cute little nose also with this darker one. And then we are going to use the light peach pie. So 2 pies, one's pumpkin, one's peach. If you don't have all of these, just use what you have. These are what I have suggested and what Linda suggested, but you can totally use what you have. Let's color her cute little feet. And her little hand. That hand's gonna be covered up, so it's okay if you forget that one. Let's get her tail in here. I'm using the brush side, but I'm just doing it very carefully because some of these spots are pretty tiny, like around her ears. Just using the very tip of it, and then to color in her face. Again, I'm going around, and then I color in the inside. You gotta do it fairly quickly or else you will start seeing lines and we'll have to color again. We don't like color lines, so we want to make sure this blends nicely, like so. Oh my goodness. Going around just the side right here to create a little shadowing. Super, super cute. Okay, that should be all for these guys right now. I use the daffodil for the brush and then the pumpkin pie for his little cute guy there. Now we're ready to attempt the glue on. There's a beautiful photo in the PDF for this one that shows exactly what to do. So I'm gonna try my best to do it on video and giving you guys the right idea. So we have 2 long pieces of this designer series paper, and that's where you have to start. And you wanna make sure that they're going off the complete edge because we want to be able to trim it. So you see right now, those aren't, this one's not long enough. So I need to move it. I think I might move it on the bottom of this one. So right about there. If I angle it just right, it will fit nicely. There we go. Same with this one. So this is definitely the longest piece right there. Okay, now we're gonna glue these 2 pieces on with some liquid glue. Move it up a little bit. Just putting it on the back of it. And there's no rhyme or reason as far as which pattern piece you put there. Just make sure you pick out the long ones first of what pattern you want though. Okay. So good start there. And then for the spacing between, it's definitely just eyeballing it. It's probably about 1/8 of an inch, I would say. It's tiny, tiny spacing. So we'll go covering up this one. And that's why we're using liquid glue, so we do have a little bit of wiggle space. If I don't put it down right the first time, I can still adjust. Okay, looking good. Oh, we're gonna make a mess here in a minute. I should have maybe I'll grab that real quick and wipe off that glue. I'm gonna grab my silicone mat. Give me just a hot minute to grab it. Okay, found it and got it. So now we should be ready because we're gonna have glue on the back side of these and I don't wanna make a gluey mess. So if you don't have one of these, put that in your list too. They are amazing. They make it so much easier to use liquid glue and not worry about your work surface. And then this is just easily removed and cleaned up with ease. So love that. All right, now we need to play with these other pieces of designer series paper we have. And we are going to start to line them up, flip them over to make sure you have which ones you want. And then we're gonna use the extra pieces that we cut off to fill in the blank spaces. So I want at least 2 of these guys. Let's do these 2 by each other. Let's do this guy and this guy by each other. Okay, so start with 2 first of the patterns that you want, and then we'll flip and cut. So I'm gonna be mindful this time, so hopefully I won't get too much glue everywhere, and I'm gonna pick it up where I want the glue to be underneath. Okay, but it still might spill over, we'll see. Going at some angles here, covering those up. If you really want to, you could even do just glue to that basic white where you think it's gonna be. Grabbing our spacing there, don't forget to create some space between. Nice. Same thing on this side, a little bit of glue here, and we'll place it down. This is a great card to use when you have lots of just scraps. I want to say, I'll tell you this measurement real quick. These DSPs are, oh, I'm looking at the wrong one, that's why. Yeah, they're just 1 inches. Like this is a 1 inch of DSP, and then I'll just cut to the size that we need. Okay, looking good, looking good. Okay, we're gonna flip and take our paper snips and cut off all of these ends. And then we're gonna save them and use them for other parts that we still need to fill in those gaps. So I'm just cutting along the cardstock, making sure I'm not cutting the cardstock with it, and just the DSP. Using that cardstock as my guide. And your scissors might get a little sticky as I get some glue on it here, so I'll make sure to clean that off. Some people really like to have glue scissors that they use when they're doing things sticky like this. So if that's something that you have, then I totally recommend grabbing your glue scissors for this step. These are just my favorite pair, so I use them for almost everything. I know they're super well loved. Okay, that's looking good. Let me do a little trimming there. I was trying to get stuck to make sure that they're facing up like that. There we go. And this guy here. If you want to skip the stick and you are really good at placing paper down right the first time, use your double-sided adhesive and you won't have to worry as much about the oozy-goozy of the liquid glue. Okay, here are our pieces. Slide those guys over. I want to keep those all on there because they're a little sticky. And we need to figure out what will fit in the next spots. So this guy has no glue on here, so I could totally use this one right here. It's big enough. Put a bit of liquid glue there. Matching and line it up There we go. And then I have a little triangle piece there that I'm totally going to use this little guy. And just a little dot of glue. And I'm going to flip it over so that way it has a different pattern than the one right here. I'm trying to get different patterns in all of the ones that are by each other in that row. Okay, looking good. Okay, we only need a couple more pieces here. Let's see what's gonna fit. That would fit there, but I need to have a different, oh, we're gonna keep it candy then. Candy side up, that's okay. A little bit of liquid glue and place it down. The nice thing about the liquid glue is that it does have a squish factor to it, so that way I just put a little bit, and when I push it down, it will keep on going. So you don't need too much. Okay, this last piece here. Let's grab and see if this one will be a good fit for it. I think so. I think we can get away with it. So if you run out and you want different patterns, just grab your design series paper and cut a couple more strips and make it exactly how you want it. See, I'm just using these leftovers from our first cut, but you can actually cut more paper as needed. Okay, how cool is that? Let's flip it over. Now we'll do our second cut through because we don't want these hanging off either. Not nearly as much this time. So this is a great one to use scraps. It is not a fast card though. It does take a little bit more time and patience, but it is so cool looking. It's totally worth it. Okay, let me set this silicone mat aside. Let me grab my damp cloth real quick, get some of that glue off so I don't forget later. Just carefully going over my scissors. Okay, that should be good. We should be ready to assemble. Let's grab all of our pieces in. So we have our card base, our inside piece. So I like to use the Stampin' Seal Plus when I have basic white because I don't like glue lines to show through the basic white. This goes in the inside. Nice. Then for our front, this one I don't mind as much having the glue lines because it's so covered with all that DSP that you can't see. So I'll push that aside, and it's up to you now if you want it to go this way or flip it and have it going that way. I think since this guy's right side up, I'm gonna go ahead and flip it, even though we glued it, I think, the other direction at first. Okay, get this. If you feel like you have not cut straight enough, feel free to take this to your paper trimmer and get that nice and evened out. Okay, looking good. Grab your piece of pumpkin pie and your basic white. We'll put a little bit of liquid glue here. And match these two. So we have border on the top and the bottom. And we'll just shimmy it until we're good to go. Looks like it's the same on the top and the bottom. Okay, liquid glue on the back of this one. We'll do it's a little bit thicker, so make it 2 lines in there. Make sure my ends, there we go. Flip it and stick it. I want it to not be completely center, and it is going to all the way to the edge of the card base. So it's a little bit, here's about my center spot. I'm going a little bit, dropping it a little bit below there. All right, these guys we need to flip over with some, and put some dimensionals on the back. And I'm trying to use up these random pieces I have, so we'll grab some full sizes here in a minute, because these ones are almost gone. But this guy will put this full big strip there. And then we'll need to put a dimensional on the back of our little cute pumpkin. And a dimensional on the back of our little bottom of our broom. So that one I will trim to make it smaller. And then we'll just set that right there. Okay. Now we should be ready to attach. Move the backings of the dimensionals. Put our cute little witch cat right there. And our Frankendog right here. Make sure we have space still to add our paper embellishments. That's what I'm going to call these, because they just add just so much fun detail. We're going to sneak the little handle underneath his hand, and then we'll press down with the dimensional. So he looks like he's holding it. And then for the broom, I'm going to put, you can either use a glue dot or just a little dot of adhesive liquid glue on her paw. And then we're going to stick the broom down. So it's kind of behind her skirt. And then we're going to press down here. I suggest a glue dot so that you don't have to do this press and hold. But if you have time, or grab like a clear block, and that'll help keep it down too. Looking cute. Okay, now we just need to embellish with these amazing foam stars. And we are using the Petunia Pop ones. There's 3 different sizes. So we have them in each of this one this time. So I'm going to grab the big star and put it right here by the cat. And then we'll grab a medium star and put it by the ease of the Halloween. And the little star closer to that lollipop. So cute. Check this out. Happy Halloween. Love that one. All right, that took a hot minute, so let's keep on going. The next card we have is a spooky Halloween one with that amazing die cut of a haunted house with that cool looking yellow shining through. Love this one. Let's grab our pumpkin pie card base and all the pieces with it. Okay. I always like to die cut and cut all my paper first, and then I will do my stamping. So let's get our stamping out now because I have everything already die cut. And we are going to stamp our Petunia Pop and our basic white. Petunia Pop is going to get Petunia Pop on it. So grab that ink back out. And there's this really cute cluster of stars, or kind of like starbursts, I want to say, on here. We are using every single stamp from this set today, which I just love it when we can design cards and items that we use every single stamp image. So we are doing that today. Go ahead and ink it up and just start stamping to fill that space. And it's okay if it goes off, if you turn it. Just fill the gaps to create like that fun night sky, a purple night. A lot of this will be covered, so it's okay if things are overlapping. And you'll get the idea, kind of like that. Very random, super fast, not too tricky. Okay, our next part, we are going to do only half the stamping of our Halloween here. My tip for that is just to line it up on the edge of the ink pad and watch it, the color transfer to the actual stamp, like so. Nice. If you get any on the happy, you could always use a mask and then remove it once you're ready to stamp. But we're gonna just wing it and go. Oh, see, I feel like I didn't get all that H. So let me come over here, ink up that H some more. Okay, that's the beauty of these photopolymers. I can see what I'm doing. And we're gonna stamp that Halloween on the very bottom. Nice. Ooh, I had a little bit of that wine still wet from when I cleaned it. It's gonna be okay though. We'll let that dry for a hot minute while we get the next color out. And if I don't like it, I can flip it over and try again. My A is a little bit inky and my E is too, but I kind of think that adds to the spookiness of it. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Grabbing my pumpkin pie, and spooky is just one word. So that makes it way easier for us to use without having to go a specific spot on the ink pad. Spooky, we're gonna line it up. Oh, let me do a practice because that looks really, really juicy. Okay, see if I can still get it. Not too bad. We'll do one more. Make sure it's Oh, see, that's not inking. Hold on, hold on. We don't want to make this. There we go. I just need to press a little bit firmer. And look at this. I got my block messy, so I'm going to wipe that off before I ink it again. Maybe I should stay on the edge. Okay. Spooky Halloween. Go above the ween part and stamp your spooky. Again, a little bit more inky than I like, but it adds to the spookiness. If you don't like that, flip it over and try again. Let me show you. See how that's a little bit sloppy. Well, it gives it some character, right? Spooky Halloween. We're gonna go with it. Okay, done stamping. So we'll set those aside and get ready to show you how we use our designer series paper to create this fun look here. And yours will have two different options, so be mindful of that. And then I will also show you how we make this awesome haunted house. I feel like I'm missing one of a piece of Daffodil Delights. Let me grab another piece of it real quick. You should have two pieces in your kit. Let's see if it got stuck inside. No. So yeah, we will just cut a little snippet here. Okay. So we want this to be behind our top circle here. This full size here was for the whole bottom, so we don't need much. And I have the measurement, but we're just gonna eyeball it right there and see if that's good enough. Okay. Then we're gonna flip this over and we're gonna put adhesive around the spots. So like around the outer edge of the haunted house and not in the holes. It's easier to add the adhesive here instead of trying to add it to the yellow, because then we don't want it going through. Okay, let's see if that's enough. When we add this guy on, oh man, I feel like that would be like the better way to go. Hold on, nope, I think it's supposed to go up and down. Okay, I see I totally missed the mark right there with my liquid glue. That's okay. We're gonna just dip it. We're gonna pull it in and stick it. Nice. And then let's see if this guy was a good cut. Yeah, he's covered up. Perfect. While he's on the back here, I'm actually gonna add dimensionals to it. So that way I know it's gonna stay on. So I'll add one right there where that paper, the two papers meet. And on the edges here. So just make sure we're not losing anything. Looking good. And one in the center for fun. Okay, set that aside while we get this one ready. Next, we need to get our banner pieces from our DSP. And we need to cut this one down. So first, this part of designer series paper, if I flip it over, you'll see two different sides to it. And this one already had a pre-banner look to it. So we're just going to cut along the white here to form this banner. And then we do need to trim it down because this is too long as it is for the card that we're making, this direction at least. Oh, I don't really matter about that one because we're going to cut it off. For this one, we have it at with white outline. It should be 3 3/4 by 3.5. So I need to cut this down to 3.5. I can use my paper trimmer or I can mark it with my finger from my glass grid sheet I have underneath here. And just cut it like so. Okay, then let's grab this guy and we need to flag his end. Just one of them, or banner the end I should say. So what I like to do is go in the center, eyeballing it, cut a little snip, a little bit more depending on how big you want your banner to be, going from that corner to the snip and corner to the snip. And there you go. Then we're going to take this and we're going to line it up and then we'll cut off the extra right there as well. I feel like this went shorter. Let's see how short it is. Oh yeah. I think I cut too much off of this one. So So I either misread that measurement. 3.5 candy. Oh, yep, that was for this guy. So this guy, maybe he was the full size, and then we just had to shift it over. So keep that full size. Let me show you. We'll pretend he's still here, not full size. Full size, and then we'll trim off. So have it going about a 1/4 inch from that side. Oh, look at this. We're gonna do some cool gluing. We'll fix it. Okay, liquid glue on the back. Liquid glue on the back of this one. But we first need to add our petunia pop. Sorry, I'm all over the place with this card. So, liquid glue on the back of that one. Put it to the top more so. And then get some borders on the bottom or in the sides. This one will be thicker, so just ignore that one. We're not having that the same size, but focus on the distance of these guys. And then we'll grab that banner that we've cut, and now we'll attach them, overlapping just a smidgen, and now creating that framing a little bit more so there. Okay, we'll put the liquid glue right here to do a quick fixer. I love it. Nobody will know, right? Nobody will know. Now we have this piece, and this should be the right size, and it will come over to the end. So let's trim off that piece here. There we go. I know some of you are thinking Halloween is forever away. August is almost over, and before you know it, September is going to be here, and it'll be time to get all these made and sent out. I had a friend who was doing Summerween, I think is what they was calling it, where they were making Halloween cards in the summer just to get it all ready to go. All right, let's grab our spooky Halloween now. A little liquid glue behind there, and let's place it above our banners, but creating some white space here. Okay, now we can add our amazing haunted house, which is super cute. So much detail, right? I love that we can die cut these items out, and it does all the work. And we're just adding that fun shading of paper, yellow behind it. All right, I want this one to be on the spooky Halloween, but still has a little bit of space there. That's looking good. And then I've punched out for you a Daffodil Delight moon. So put some liquid glue on there. Flip it over, place it on your petunia pop. And we have our bats. We should have 2 bats, 4 bats if you're making 2 cards of this. I saw both of them earlier. Oh, there we go. I was like, they didn't fly away. And let's grab a dimensional to put on the back of there. I'm gonna use one that I can trim off, because they don't need all that size there. So we'll put, I like them in the body, but if you could put them on the wings too, just have to make them smaller or use our mini dimensionals. So let's see if I can't get the right size on this guy. There's 1 and 2. And I'm completely out of my black dimensionals. If you have those, I recommend that, to use black with black when it comes to adding cardstock to paper. Or cardstock. Paper. I guess it is paper to paper, huh? Yeah, so that way when you look through, it's not as, it just blends better. All right, see, we can't place that. Sometimes I don't have the right size. Like this guy has a little bit of white dimensional popping through, and I'm like, man, if I would have had a black one, you wouldn't notice it as much, but that's okay. Okay, bats. Let's add them one around the moon, going off onto our pumpkin pie as well. And then we're gonna flip this guy, and we're gonna have him flying this direction. So he's going opposite directions, and we just need to add some stars, and this one is ready to go. Those amazing foam stars. This time though, we're gonna use more of the white shade. Again, 3 sizes, so we're gonna go large. There we go, large by the moon, medium, me get them off. There we go. On top of the house. And then the small one on the side of the house. And just make sure that you're having them go not at the same levels. So this is a little bit higher than the star here. Let's take a look. Spooky Halloween. Super, super cute card. Love that. If you want to add some more to this one, I would use some sponging around the moon, maybe some sponging around that inner of our haunted house as well. All right, 2 more things to go and we will be done. So hang in there. Let's do our next one, but now we're on to the treat holders. We are starting with this basic black one. So grab that from your kit. And you should have pretty much almost everything ready for this one. So it's pretty easy to do. The only thing you have to do is the stamping, and the rest is already die cut for you. So make sure you follow those directions. You have some amazing ribbon. That's a Petunia Pop color as well. Let me grab that out. And let's do our stamping. So we are doing the No Tricks, All Treats stamp for this one. And our Petunia Pop. Let me set that to the side so we have some workspace. Petunia Pop. Let's do a practice. My inks have been really wet today, so let's see how this one's gonna turn out for us. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, stamping on here, pressing up, nice. Okay, now we just need to fussy cut this one out. And we are going to not only fussy cut, but divide it out all up. Let me get this out. So we're separating all of the words. So I like to cut first along the bottom and separate the top from the bottom. And then we're going to start our cuts. I'm doing just straight cuts through. You could do slanted cuts if you want. I'm going to flip over the ones I'm keeping because we're going to add some dimensionals to those. And then I want to make sure that I'm not losing them because I'll still have these little pieces lying around too. Okay. Nicely trimmed. Let's clear our mess. Grab some dimensionals. And I'm going to have to cut some of these smaller or use the minis. Oh, off screen, sorry. Because that no is just tiny. Let's get that no into scene. There we go. And then the rest of them should be fine with probably, oh, he's tiny too. So we'll use, I'm going to use 2 of the edges. And that should be a good fit. And let's grab, let's see if he's too big. Oh, he fits nicely. It fits better when you have the flat edge along with the flat edge, and so that you don't have the points coming out. Okay, stamped pieces are ready to go. Now you'll have a piece of basic black. You'll see there will be 2 score lines on here. I went ahead and I used my retired tag topper for the top here. You could use just a hole punch, and you can use a rounded punch for the edges, and that would totally work as well. But yeah, I used a retired item on your guys' kit so that you guys have this cute, cute tag topper. Then you'll have some designer series paper. So this one I have already cut for you because it's larger than 6. You guys usually get a 6x6 piece of DSP in your kits, but because this one is like 6.5, I had to go ahead and already have it ready for you in yours. So don't worry about cutting this one and scoring it. It should be ready to go. Okay, I like to use liquid glue is fine, or tear tape, but whatever you do, you want to make sure you add a little bit to both sides here. So we want it to stick. So I have some double-sided adhesive. That should be about the spot. I'm going about half an inch above from the bottom. So we're going to take this guy here, and you'll see the score lines, and we're going to just line and press it up. Like so. And yours will have different designer series paper. This one has this fun gray look. I had the purple one for that one. Okay, now we're gonna come along this back side, line up that score to this one. And then we're gonna set that one on here. So there's my score line. And then I'm just gonna lay it down. Oh, it's okay, there's no adhesive here. Then we're gonna take this guy. You can either use that tear tape, you can use your Stampin' Seal, you can use some liquid glue. I think I'm gonna do some liquid glue. And we're just gonna slide this little guy underneath. So that way you can't really tell where he begins and ends. Like that, sliding it in. But it's liquid glue, so we gotta hold it in place for a minute so it can grab and stick. Okay, holding. While that's going and drying, we'll grab these pieces here. Grab some dimensionals. We are going to put them on the backs of all of these. So I have these cute little candy corn items, and then our potion. And I'm gonna use dimensionals on the back of all of these. You probably get away with 2 on this one. And this guy, I'm gonna avoid the bottom because he's gonna be overlapping with some items. And I'm gonna try to go mostly center, so when I have overlapping, they can fold easier. Okay, now we have our front here. Oh, see, he's coming off, so let me press it again. That was. And add our pieces. If you want to, if it's easier for you, add them to the DSP first and not on the actual treat holder. But that's totally up to you. Okay, sticking our poison first. He's gonna go overlapping both top and bottom of the DSP and the cardstock. So we have some space down here. Grabbing the center part. I told you, these are all from the Designer Series paper. So they're already cut and look amazing and colored. Saves so much time. Putting our cute little candies right there. And then we're gonna add our treats to the bottom. Underneath our poison. And I had it overlapping the first one. This one I can get away with having it a little bit not overlapping. Just depends on where you place it. And we're going to talk backwards. So treats, all, tricks, coming at angles, going opposite from the one you did before. And I think I've lost my no. His adhesive came off, so he might have got caught onto something. Oh man, tricks, all, treats. Oh man. Okay. Hopefully we'll find them, but until then, we'll just have tricks, all, treats. No. So we have both tricks and treats on this one. Then we will grab our foam stars, because those are so much fun, and add them. Again, I like the large, medium, small, so we're going to go large on the bottom of our treats here. Angle it however you want. We'll sneak a medium one in between our all and our candy. And we'll get a small one between our tricks and all. If I find that, no. If not, I'll just stamp another one later. Cute. So funny that he's missing. The no didn't want to go. Okay, then you'll put your treats inside and just use that ribbon to help secure it. Put it through both parts. And then I like just to tie a knot bow. So tie it once, tie it twice to make sure it's secure. If you don't have your treats in there yet, you can just do one knot if you want more freedom to like slide things in. But there you go, super, super cute. Has the treats in the inside. Great one to use. I think you can make like 3 of these with one piece of cardstock. So it's a great to give to coworkers, to your neighbors. Super cute and easy. All right, on to our last one, which is a tag bag. Let's grab those supplies out. And you can put any candy you want for this one. We have a little bit of stamping, the Don't Worry, Eat Sweets. And the rest of it's all ready for you. So grab your piece of Petunia Pop. a long strip like this and grab your Petunia Pop ink. And we are going to stamp Don't Worry, Eat Sweets. Okay, let's do a quick practice. I'm losing things today. I'm so sorry. First the no, now our Post-it notes. All right. Quick practice on this guy. Looking good. This is a longer one, so I like to put it at an angle whenever I stamp long greetings instead of getting a giant, big, bulky clear block out. Okay, that's it for the stamping. Now, instead of doing each word for this one, we are just going to divide the two phrases. So right where the comma is. First, I'm going to trim it down so that's not too long. And then I'm going to go behind the comma and the eat and just cut it there. If you want, you can also cut this down so it's a little bit smaller by going top and bottom. Like so. And you could do the bottom too. We made it this piece bigger for you so that way it's easier to stamp on. But it doesn't need to be that large for this the font on this guy. Okay. Set those aside. I'm going to flip them down. I'm not going to put dimensionals on them yet. No, I will. I'll put dimensionals on. I was afraid because that's how I lost my no. I'm going to find it later stuck to something and it's going to be hilarious. I'm taking the edges, cutting two of them so that they fit on there nicely. The edge of the dimensionals. There we go. And let's grab our pieces. So you might have a cute little one like this. That's what I'm going to use this time to show you the versatility, how versatile this is. And there's a cute little bear fairy. It looks like a princess, a bear princess. And then we'll have our tag and one of our bats here. Okay, for this one, we're going to take our paper snips and just cut the tag. I do need to grab a hole punch, however, so I forgot that. Let me grab that in just a minute. Just going around my paper snips. This is part of that designer series paper. So I'm telling you, if you get this bundle, you should get the DSP as well. They just go perfectly together. They make so many fun things. And it has just great possibilities for treats. All right, let's grab that punch. Use a punch size that you like for ribbon. I have this one, it's a retired guy. I'm just going to slide them in and punch about in the middle. Okay. Then we just need to attach to our tag. I'm going to start from the bottom, work my way up. So let's find our Eat Sweets. And he's going to go at different angles. So this one's going to go up a little bit. Then our Don't Worry. It's going to tilt as well. Kind of like a up and down, like a zigzag almost. And then let's add our cute little bat bird here with some dimensionals. You're just skipping along there, all nice like. And our bat as well. For this cute one, we did add the star to the wand, so you could totally do that, or just add another star right here above where our bat is. Let me grab our stars out, and I'm gonna do the medium one just up there. Super, super cute. Then all you have to do is put your ribbon through, add your treats to the bag. So this is a fun one to make and have ready to go for when you have your treats. You don't have to have them right away, but this will be ready. I'm going to slide this in, so when I'm ready to fill it with the treats, then all I have to do is attach the tag. Super, super cute one. Let's get all these back in. Now that we have them made up, we have our cute little treat holders. We had our haunted house cards. Love them. And our Happy Halloween with that amazing designer series paper. I hope you guys have learned something new today. I'm sorry it was a long video. Oh my goodness. Hold on. That no like magically appeared. Let's grab it. Let's stick it. before I say goodbye. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know where he was. Was he on the other side of my hand this whole time? That would be hilarious. There we go. No tricks. All treats. I promise. All treats. That was not a trick. That was not on purpose. But there you go. We found the no. I'm so glad you guys watched this. I'm glad that you guys are part of my club, and I have ordered this kit, and I appreciate you and all that you guys do to help my business, my small business, to grow and for me to be able to get these supplies. So be sure to follow, subscribe, join my club, have it so I can make more things for you. Have a great day and happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.